Let's take a look at our assignment from yesterday. I've got my calculator over here so that we can make sure that we are being accurate and precise as we fill in this portion web. To do the portion web, there's a couple of different ways that we can solve it, but I like to do the mathematically correct way, which is, well, one mathematically correct way, which is 3 divided by 20, and I get 15 hundredths. Then when I go from 15 hundredths to the percent, I multiply times 100, multiply that times 100, and I get 15%. And I'm going to move this out of the way. When I am filling in the middle part, I like to use the place value, which would be the decimal point here, 15 hundredths. All right, so let's put this back here so we can see it again. And I'm going to clear that out. And again, one of my mathematically correct ways to do this is to do 3 divided by 40, because that is like a miniature division problem. 3 divided by 40 gives me 0 and 75 hundredths. I multiply that times 100 to get my percent. Let's try that one more time. Times 100 equals 7.5%. And in the middle here, I would write 75 hundredths. That's the place value. All right, then moving on to some of our problems where we are solving equations. First thing I need to do over here is I'm going to go ahead and do what I can to get the variable by itself. To do that, I am going to add 9 to both sides of the expression. I do that because over here I end up with just x is less than 26. This is important to remember. We need to do the same thing to either side of the operation, or the equal sign, or the greater than sign, or the less than sign, because we want to make sure we keep our equation balanced. And then when I'm going to graph this, x is less than 26. I'm going to pick a place to put my 26. I make my little circle, and I'm going to make my graph point towards where 0 would be. And if this went on into infinity, which is where a number system is headed all the time, we would end up having x is less than 26 on this side. And the reason I leave it open is because it is not equal to 26, it's less than 26. Another expression for us to solve or evaluate, this time we are going to subtract 12 from both sides. And this is kind of weird because 6 subtract 12 gives us -6, because we have to go further into the negative symbol, or negative region, because we are subtracting more than we have to start with. 12 take away -12, or 12 take away 12 gives me just x on this side. So where x is less than or equal to -6. Again, I'm just going to draw a little line segment there, pick a place, make my -6. 0 is over here. And so if it's less than or equal to -6, we make our circle, we color it in because it is less than or equal 2. This equal to means I fill it in. And then my data, all the things that I can replace x with, is to the left of the -6. My last problem here is 10 is greater than or equal to 4 plus x. I want to get my x by itself, subtract 4 from both sides to keep them balanced, end up with 6 is greater than or equal to x. Make a line, go ahead and pick a place for my 6, filling it in because it is greater than or equal to, and I'm going to scooch that up so you can see I wrote the correct sign on the problem there. This is where 6 goes, and 6 is greater than or equal to x. So this is going to be kind of weird, but it goes this way too. And this shows me 6 is bigger than all the other things.